Hello, this is Dan McClosky. Welcome to part two of a radio program with the great multi-instrumentalist and composer Yusef Lateef. Back in 1969, he came over to our radio station and put together this 2-hour program. Part two begins with Yusef introducing some wonderful ballads. About 27 minutes into this show, you'll hear an interview that I conducted with him. It's about a 15-minute interview, and then some more music. I can say that it was a true pleasure to spend time with this fantastic musician and composer, Yusef Lateef. All of the music you're about to hear was the music that he recorded.
Now I'd like to play a series of ballads for you, played on flute and the tenor saxophone. I'd like to say a few words about ballads. I think you can ask most any musician which is the most difficult to perform. Ballads are numbers that are up-tempo, and I think he will tell you that ballads are the most difficult. Well, the reason that I've found is that in ballads you have to play long sustained tones, and it gives the ear a chance to really visualize the sound and see if it has fidelity to it, if it has beauty. But when you play fast, the tones disappear so fastly till one cannot really hear it adequately. So I say again that ballads are the real test for musicians, and this is one thing that we strive at, perhaps harder than any other phase of music, because it is very difficult to play long sustained tones and play with a depth of feeling and with thought. And I'd like to play a series of ballads, beginning with the first one is called First Gymnopédie, which was composed by the late Eric Satie, who was a French composer. The second is called Bamboo Flute Blues, which is performed on a bamboo flute that I made. And in this blues, we try to reflect the spirit of the New Orleans funeral, that is, the trip to the cemetery, the solemn-like march. The third number is called Purple Flower, which is performed on tenor saxophone. The next one is called the Golden Flute, which has been reported to be Bach's favorite mode, the Dorian mode with the lowered sixth. The next number is performed on tenor saxophone, a number that was made very popular some 20 odd years ago by the great tenor saxophonist Lester Young. It's called I Don't Stand a Ghost of a Chance. And the last ballad is called Lucky Old Son. So here we go. First Gymnopédie.
30 minutes of ballads as played by Yusef Lateef. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Yusef.
Certainly, Brother Dan. Go right on.
I'd like to find out, for one thing, who your present group is. You've been playing recently over at the Both And Jazz Club.
Yes, we have Mr. Cecil McBee on bass, who's a very talented bassist and composer, and we're playing some of his compositions there at the Both End. And our percussionist, Mr. Roy Brooks, very talented percussionist, and we're playing some of his compositions. He composes also very well.
He has some very interesting instruments on his drums. I notice he likes to bow the drums, the cymbals.
Yes, I saw that done in Germany about 2 years ago, and I told him about it.
Wow.
And he's perfected it to a high degree. It's actually an overtone series that he gets out of the cymbals by bowing them. And I also saw, was a German drummer. He had surgical hoses attached to his bass drum and tom-toms. And he inflates the drum, and it acts like timpani drums. The pitches are lowered and diminished. and Mr. Brooks has developed that too also. And our pianist, Mr. Hugh Lawson, he's been with the group before I left Detroit, Michigan. He was in my first group, 1956. We began in Detroit, and I think he's one of the most talented interpreters of the blues that we have. And he also composes quite well, and we're playing some of his compositions entitled Get Over, Get Off, and Get On, and his most recent, Majestic Blue.
I understand that you've been writing some books.
Well, I've written one flute book. It's called Flute Book of the Blues, which consists of 36 courses of the blues, the 12-measure blues in various keys with chord symbols. And it's an aid to any student who is pursuing the art of improvisation. He can use it for analytical purposes, and it's a light towards improvisation.
And this is out now.
Yes, it's been out for over 2 years now. I'm also doing some more writing. I'm preparing a syllabus. I'm to teach a class at the Manhattan School of Music beginning this coming September, and I'm preparing my syllabus. The class that I'll be teaching is called Tools of Improvisation.
What kind
it's
of things
an accredited
will you cover?
course, too. It's for undergraduate and graduate students. And I'm eagerly looking forward to teaching this class because there's been a need for it in our institutions here in America.
What kind of things do you plan to cover in the class?
Well, the first semester I plan to cover, along with the students, an approach to improvisation of the blues. Now, the reason I've taken the blues because this is one of the very immaculate musical forms that was born here in America. And when one learns to improvise on the blues, this is like, I think, a very sound basis towards improvisation of other forms, such as ABA song forms, I Got Rhythm, and what have you. So I believe the first semester we'll only cover an approach to the blues, the very basic blues, which towards the end of the semester will go into the more sophisticated type blues, whereby you might have harmonic changes every 2 beats prior to 1 change per measure, which we will begin with.
And then you move on to what?
In the second semester, we'll move on to the ABA song forms and to the modal type improvisation and to atonal type improvisation of this nature.
I'd like to take a few of those courses if I ever get back that way. We were in a very brief discussion the other day over at the Both And Jazz Club about the word jazz. I remember you didn't like the word or something.
Well, first of all, you would be welcome in the class, but there's a prerequisite. You must have 2 years of theory, music theory, before you can enter the class.
Well, let's talk about the word jazz.
Well, I don't know very much to say about the term, except that I found through research that it's a highly ambiguous term. I consulted several dictionaries, Grove's Dictionary of Musical Terms, Webster's Dictionary on Americanisms, and others, which I don't remember, but I did write a definitive paper on the subject for the dean of the Manhattan School of Music. And one of the definitions says it means to copulate, which, as you know, means to have a sexual intercourse. And this is totally unrelated to the science of music. Another definition said discordant and noisy, which is an insult, would be an insult to refer to, say, Duke Ellington, Stan Kenton's music by these definitions. Another definition said origin unknown. And besides that, I've asked many people what their definition was, and I heard a multiplicity of definitions. So I'm convinced that it's a highly ambiguous term, and it has nothing to do with the science of organized sound. If I must have a name for my music, I call it what it is, and I had to coin this term. And the term is intrinsic. The term is autophysio-psychic music, which simply means music that comes from one's physical, mental, spiritual, and intellectual self. Autophysio-psychic music.
More people should pick up on that term. It's not a
You think so?
four-letter word.
No, but it's a true term, you see, and there's no ambiguity attached to it.
What directions do you think you're going to go into in more, in the way of new records coming out and the type of music you'll be playing? Are there any? We've obviously heard the Eastern influences and, of course, the influences of other musicians. Lester Young, you mentioned. Is there a new direction now? Possibly a new thing to look forward to in the future?
Yes, in the future, I'm involved in writing a suite for a symphony orchestra and quartet. And I hope to get this off the ground within a year. Perhaps it will be recorded in Europe, perhaps the States. Although I have some tentative offers to record it with the Danish radio orchestra when it's completed.
You've been to Europe in the past, right?
Yes.
Did you like it there? Is it much different from America, in your opinion?
In what way?
Well, to play there, and the people.
Well, to play anywhere is the same thing. You see, the music comes from inside of the musician, as I see it. So playing depends upon the state of the inner self, how it comes out. Life exists within the human, not outside of the human. So to play in Haight-Ashbury or under the Eiffel Tower is no different. It's the state of the inner self.
In other words, you're not that influenced by the audience, but just by the musicians.
No, I'm influenced by my state of being.
Well, wouldn't that be affected by how you were treated by the people?
No, not really. The music comes from the inner self.
Okay. I just, in referring to what some other musicians have said in the past, some say that they like playing in Europe better because they feel that people accept them more or treat them, with total respect. And I was just wondering how that, whether you felt that way, and I guess not.
Well, no, I couldn't cut it dry like that. I've met people that were very attentive in America, and I've met them very attentive in Europe. I've met them that were lesser in respectful in America, and same in Europe. So people vary. There's no one country. It's the people who are there, and you have, like I say, good listeners in both countries.
I'll have to travel to Europe to see how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I'll also have to become a musician. How about some blues to close the program?
Yeah, that's a good gesture. As you know, blues is a form that was born in America, and it's one of the most revealing musical forms that exists in America, and it's been adopted by other affluent societies. As I told you previously, that I've heard blues performed in Japan by tenor players like Hidehiko Matsumoto. I've heard musicians in Denmark perform it very beautifully, in Norway. It's just a lovely form. It's a vehicle for one to express self in by musical definition. And I'd love to play some blues. I like to play Saltwater Blues. That was recorded in 1962, I think. Yes. And we have Ron Carter on cello, Hugh Lawson on piano, and Herman Wright on bass, and Lex Humphreys on drums.
We ought to play a few more after that.
Oh, yeah, fine. I'd like to... Well, may I call some that I'd like to play?
Sure, sure.
I'd like to play Get Over, Get Off, and Get On, which is from the Blue Yusef Lateef album, a number composed by Hugh Lawson. It's a blues in 5/4, and it's based on the Dorian mode with the lowered sixth. And then I'd like to play Coco's tune. Incidentally, Coco...
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Yeah. He's dead now. He was a alto saxophonist who lived in Detroit, and we grew up together. And he was very talented. But God took him back unto himself at a very young age. So I dedicate this tune to him. And then I'd like to do number 7, which is a retrogression of the blues, beginning with the first movement. We use some techniques used by Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, who is one of the leading modern composers, who has a type of atonal composition that is quite different than Albenberg or any other Weber, the other 12-tone writers. Why it's so different is that he doesn't use intervals of minor or major thirds or octaves. He believes that these intervals are strictly for tonal music and that they tend to make music sound the same. Now, the second movement in the number 7 is based on the kind of blues that was played in the middle 40s. And the final movement, in which I use a bamboo flute that I made, is indigenous to the kind of blues that was played in a place called Congo Square some 90-odd years ago in New Orleans, Louisiana.
It was very, very basic music.
Yes. Very pure. Blues is... the blues doesn't tolerate any superfluous garments. It must be pure. It won't ring through as the blues. You can hear this in the great blues artists like B.B. King, Lightning Hopkins.
Number 7.
Four Blues, played by Yusef Lateef. Saltwater Blues, Get Over, Get Off, and Get On, Coco's Tune, and number 7. We're very happy to have you over here to KPFA on this Sunday to devote some time to the audience and to KPFA. We thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, and I'd like to thank the audience for listening.
That concludes part 2 of the radio program with the great multi-instrumentalist and composer Yusef Lateef. We were so lucky to have him come over to our radio station back in 1969 when he put together this program. This is Dan McClosky saying thanks for listening.